So, the plight of the lower desire partner. I have talked about this a lot. In every relationship, there is a desire discrepancy. Somebody's the higher desire person, someone is the lower desire person. This is relative to each other. And it is the most common complaint, presenting issue when people come into therapy or into my intimacy with ease course, the struggle around this discrepancy and the impasse that people can reach with it. One of the things I have found is that we really cannot make progress until the lower desire person feels understood and safe enough to approach the topic. They're up against some real hurdles, including feeling like the problem, like it is their fault. And often, you higher desire people are also thinking that way. So I want to dive into what they're up against so we can have some compassion and some ease around this. And, if you're a lower desire person listening to this, you're the lower desire person in your relationship, I want you to feel understood and heard and some hope. Like, this is not my fault. This is not just my thing to solve. This is just not just my failure. So you can move forward, right? And if you're a higher desire partner listening to this can ease your suffering too, because realizing that your partner is suffering and that they have some real barriers means you don't have to take this as personal rejection, or they just don't care, or they're just withholding from you. They're actually up against a whole pile of things that might be invisible to you. And if you can come to understand that they are suffering sort of behind that wall and reach them there, then there's hope for the two of you to move forward together. The number one thing that I hear from lower desire partners, as I talk to so many of them, hundreds of them over all these years, is how guilty they feel. If you're in an otherwise happy relationship, they feel really guilty that their partner's needs are not met and that their desire has evaporated or changed and that they don't want this thing that they feel like they should want. They feel guilty and they feel broken. I think we have this idea in our culture, well, maybe all around the world, that we're just supposed to have desire, right? It's supposed to work like hunger. It's this human drive that we should just feel inherently. And if that's what we're expecting, when one of us doesn't have that, we feel broken, like something is missing, like something is wrong. We got to go to the doctor. There must be a pill. What in the world could explain this? But if somebody feels broken, that's hopeless. That's not an empowered place from which you can take action. That's just like, this is just the way I am. I just don't have it. I don't know what to do. So they feel so bad. They also tell me they feel like a constant disappointment to their partner. They know their partner's not happy. They know their partner wants more sex. They know their partner wants them to initiate. It feels like it is all on them. Somehow it's their job to fix this thing, but they have no idea how to fix it. And they're constantly letting their partner down. And in fact, every initiation of sex can feel like I have this choice between either doing something I don't really feel like doing it because it's a chore or an obligation, or disappointing my partner yet again. And this is heartbreaking. This is a lousy way to live, right? Now, a lot of lower desire partners mask this. They're not talking about this struggle and this pain. They just think they're broken. And because they feel so hopeless and they have no idea what to do, they get defensive. They put up a wall. They push you away because they don't know what else to do. So, any of you higher desire partners that are listening to this, you may not be aware how hard this is for your partner. They may not be showing you the pain and the struggle that they're having with this. So if you can start to understand how awful it is in their shoes and have some compassion and approach them with softness for that and space for that, and being able to say, hey, this is not just your fault. That's a topic for another podcast or another video, is all the various ways that you could be making it worse and that you likely are, even well-intentioned. Ways you're adding on pressure, ways you're making them feel broken, ways you're letting them know they let you down, right? This is piling on in such a way that it's almost impossible to move forward. So if we can change this conversation from Why in the world don't you want sex? What's wrong with you? How long do I have to go before you meet my needs? Or can we agree on a frequency and just stick to it? Like all this stuff that increases the pressure on the lower desire partner. We want to have a lot of empathy for what it's like in their shoes and how baffled they are by their lack of desire, and especially how they do not know what to do about it. If we can have curiosity and compassion around that and start a conversation that takes the pressure off of them and invites them into something where you can co-create something different and where you can recognize the entire dilemma has been co-created, is not just on the lower desire partner, then there's a path forward. I mean, that's what I help people with all the time. So I have gotten some feedback lately that I want to share, not to like toot my own horn, but just to show you how powerful it can be when we start with this understanding and softness towards the lower desire partner so that they can enthusiastically want to solve this problem. So I got feedback from somebody in my Intimacy with Ease program. He had joined the program first, and he was one of the people that told me he had no idea how much his partner was suffering. He really thought she was fine, not having sex, had really no idea the kind of pressure and distress she was feeling. Once they changed that conversation and he started to understand that and understand how much he was adding to her pressure, they could move forward. So, one of the things he wrote, and I'll just read it here: Jess's program helped us work through our barriers, understand each other on a deeper level, and most importantly, let go of the stress that had built up around sex. Now we're not just having more sex, it's better than ever. It's fun, freeing, and natural in a way that we have never experienced before, and we've been together 20 years. Actually, he mentioned to me on a coaching call recently that his wife initiated sex on a Thursday morning before work, and that had literally never happened in the relationship. So once we can create a safe space for our lower desire partner, there really is hope. And here's something somebody else sent to me, same week actually. My husband, I won't use his name, has never enjoyed a course on sexuality more. He truly appreciates the non-judgmental and highly accepting approach that you bring, and I'm very grateful. So in this case, he is the lower desire partner. And of all the training that she has done, all the courses they have bought, never before has he felt understood and welcomed into a process. And so now they have completed the course and they're doing all of it, and there's this ease and lightness for them too. One more bit of feedback I got in the exact same week. I love the framing of the higher desire partner and the lower desire partner. I love the description of two types of desire. I love the focus on the emotional connection and the tools for this. I love your insistence that any problems are for the couple to solve, not a problem with one of the people. These are new ideas for us, frankly. It really can be life-changing if you can change the paradigm, change your understanding, so you understand that the lower desire partner is up against real stuff. And feeling broken and disappointing and inadequate and guilty is not going to help them move forward. So please, please, please reach out to your partner, whichever one you are. Start to talk about this. Make some space to talk about that struggle and see this as a problem that the two of you have developed together. You each have your role and you're going to solve it together.